Just one drop of blood and your entire medical history appears in front of you? Sugar, cancer, cholesterol, everything revealed without pain, without big needles? In 2014, a 30-year-old woman showed this dream to the world. Overnight, she became the world's youngest self-made billionaire. People started calling her the next Steve Jobs. Powerful politicians, major investors, and even former presidents of the United States were her fans. But behind this miracle, a terrifying truth was hidden. The machine that the world believed was a revolution actually was an empty box. Today's story is about that Silicon Valley fraud that shook the entire healthcare industry. This is the story of Elizabeth Holmes and the Theranos scam. Watch till the end, because this wasn't just a money scam. It was a scam that played with human lives. Elizabeth Holmes was never ordinary. When she was just 9 years old, she told her father that she wanted to become a billionaire. And she wasn't just saying it. In 2003, at the age of 19, she dropped out of Stanford University. She believed that wasting time on education was pointless when she could change the world. That's when she started Theranos. Her vision was very simple: make blood testing cheap and painless. Elizabeth idolized Steve Jobs. Just like him, she wore a black turtleneck all the time. People even say she artificially lowered her voice to sound more serious and powerful. She hired former Apple designers so her machine, called Edison, would look as stylish as an Apple product. But science is not that simple. One drop of blood does not contain enough data to perform 200 medical tests. When experts warned her, she chose to ignore them. She didn't care about science, she only cared about her image and becoming a billionaire. Elizabeth's greatest strength was her confidence. She filled her company's board with some of the most powerful people in America, like Henry Kissinger and James Mattis. These people knew nothing about medical science, but they trusted Elizabeth's vision. Once such big names joined, investors lined up. Media mogul Rupert Murdoch invested $125 million. The Walmart family invested hundreds of millions of dollars. Everyone believed they had found the iPhone of the medical world. Elizabeth kept the company extremely secretive. She never allowed anyone inside her lab. Whenever an investor asked how the machine worked, she would say, "It's our trade secret." And surprisingly, people trusted her blindly. But behind the curtain, the Edison machine was a complete disaster. Let's talk about that machine, Edison. A small box that was supposed to run an entire lab. In reality, the Edison machine failed repeatedly. The internal temperature would rise so high that blood samples would get destroyed. Sometimes, the machine's internal parts would break. Elizabeth knew all of this, but instead of changing direction, she chose deception. When Theranos signed a deal with major American pharmacies like Walgreens, they had to test real people's blood. Since the Edison machine didn't work, Elizabeth set up secret labs. There, they used machines from other major companies. And this is where the real crime begins. Those big machines required a lot of blood to operate, but Elizabeth had only one drop. So what did they do? They mixed that single drop of blood with saline, salt water, to increase the volume. The result? Completely inaccurate reports. Many people were told they had diseases they never had. This wasn't just business fraud. This was playing with human lives. Inside Theranos, the environment felt like a prison. Elizabeth and her boyfriend, Sunny Balwani, ran the company through fear. Anyone who raised questions was immediately fired. But two young employees, Tyler Schultz and Erica Cheng, refused to become part of this crime. Tyler saw how test reports were being manipulated. He tried to tell the truth to his own grandfather, who was a board member, but even he trusted Elizabeth over his own grandson. Tyler and Erica decided they would not stay silent. They contacted Wall Street Journal reporter John Carreyrou. Elizabeth responded by hiring powerful lawyers and private investigators to silence them. The pressure on Tyler became so intense that it damaged his family relationships. But he did not back down. In October 2015, when the first investigative article was published, Silicon Valley was shaken. Elizabeth went on television and lied. She said, "This is what happens when you try to do something new." But this time, her magic didn't work. The FDA launched an investigation and found that Theranos labs were dangerous for patients. One by one, all the lies were exposed. Investors demanded their money back. Lawsuits began piling up. Elizabeth Holmes, who was worth $9 billion just days earlier, was now worth zero. In 2018, the company completely shut down. Elizabeth Holmes and Sunny Balwani were charged with serious fraud crimes. They became globally disgraced. After years of court trials, the verdict came in 2022. Elizabeth Holmes was sentenced to 11 years and 3 months in prison. As of January 2026, Elizabeth Holmes is serving her sentence in a federal prison in Texas. Her $9 billion empire has completely collapsed. Elizabeth's story teaches us a powerful lesson. Silicon Valley's mantra is, "Fake it till you make it." But in healthcare, lying means death. Elizabeth Holmes showed the world how a charming smile and a convincing vision can blind even the smartest people. Do you think 11 years in prison is enough, or should the punishment have been harsher? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe for more deep dive stories. See you in the next video. Thank you.